Good day everyone. In this video we're going to learn about solving equation using adding and subtracting. First of all, how do you know when to give a decimal answer? There are some fractions that you need to simplify in its simplest form. There are fractions that you cannot simplify as well. The instruction will tell you what decimal position you will need to round. The teachers will ask you, the teacher will give you instruction. You need to simplify the fraction in its simplest form. Otherwise, if dividing does not produce a positive or negative whole number, known as integer, then leave the answer fractional but in the lowest term. So for example, negative 36 over 6. So we can divide negative 36 and 6, which gives us negative 6. But negative 36 and 7 cannot be simplified as negative 5 point. We have decimal place. So the teacher will say, just leave your answer in 30. We have 36 over 7 or negative 36 over 7. So it depends on how the instruction will go. So you need to follow the instructions. If the teacher will say find the decimal place of negative 36 over 7, so you have to compute how many decimal place that the teacher will require you. Solving equation using addition and subtraction. So what we are going to learn here, we are going to learn, you are going to be able to solve equation using addition and subtraction. The equation in this chapter are called linear equation. Linear equation involving we have one variable or two variables. We have the x and y variables. In the linear equation, the exponent of the variable is always 1. Okay? So x plus 12 equals 40. So this one have one exponent. That is the definition will tell you there. Next, to solve an equation means to find the values of the variable that make the equation a true statement. One way to do this is to isolate the variable on the other side of the equal sign, change or transform the original equation using equivalent equation. The basic rule when writing equivalent is whatever you do to one side of the equal sign, you must also do to the other side of the equal sign. Doing this maintains equality of the equation. So when you're going to solve x plus 12 equals 40, whatever you're going to subtract in this equation, in this side, you're going to subtract as well on the other side. For example, here, we will make this one a 0. So therefore, what number you will add to 12 to make it 0? So therefore, you're going to add negative 12. Negative 12 here. If you're going to add negative 12 on this side, you're going to add negative 12 as well in the other side. Okay, so let's do some equations. So what equation shown on the scale is you need to balance. Okay, so you have to balance each of the following statement. Here we have x and 4. Okay, so the value of x is unknown. And then we have 4 boxes. And then on the other side, we have 7 boxes. So how to balance the equation? How many boxes we need so that the scale will be balanced, right? So to isolate the variable, take away the 4, but to keep the equation in balance, whatever you do to the one side, you must do as well on the other side. So when you're going to take away 4, you must take away 4 on the other side as well. So therefore, there will be 3 boxes left. So that will maintain the balance of the scale. So the value or the values of the variable that make the statement true in the solution is the solution to the equation. So if you are going to check now that x, for example, this one. Okay, so here you added negative 4, right? You added this one, negative 4 and negative 3. To check the equation, so you will have now x equal 3. So therefore, you will have x plus 4 equal 7. So when you're going to check that one, we let x equals to 3, right? So therefore we have 3 plus 4 equal to 7. So therefore this equation now is balanced. So we will maintain the balance of the scale. Next. Here, what equation is shown on the scale? We have x minus 2 equals 5. So what we are going to do so that this equation or the scale will still balance, so therefore we are going to add now 2 on both sides. So we have plus 2 here and then plus 2 as well on the other side. So therefore you're going to add 2 both sides, on the left and then on the right side. So to isolate everything, so your solution now will give us, we have x equal to 7. So when you're going to check again, 7 minus 2 is equals to 5, which is 5 equal to 5. So the solution that we have here is x equal to 7. Next. Two operations that undo each other, okay, such as addition and subtraction, are called inverse operation. Inverse operations will help, okay, you to isolate the variable on one side of the equal sign. So x plus 12 equals 40. Use the inverse sign. You will have to add now negative 12. Okay, so it says that it will be the inverse property. So therefore you're going to add negative 12. So therefore the solution will simplify as x equals to 28. Remember that in algebra, work downward, line up the equal signs and then skip one line after the answer. So you can have this way of how to solve the solution. But there are a lot of solutions. There are a lot of process on how you will solve the equation. Some textbook explain solving differently. There's some textbook as well will explain differently. So please, whatever textbook you're using, please consider every solutions. There are a lot of solutions in mathematical problem. Okay? As long as the solution is the same. Next. So when you're going to check, so let x equals to 28, which gives us equal to 40. So 28 plus 12 equals 40. So therefore, this one now, this problem is, or 28 is the solution of the equation. For example, x minus 15 equals 32. So we have the inverse of negative is positive. So you're going to add 15. And then you're going to add 15 on the other side as well. So therefore, it will give us 30 or 47. Okay? So 32 plus 15 will get 47. And then you will do checking. 47 minus 15 equals 32. So that will give us correct answer. Okay? Another one. So when you're going to formulate, when you're going to solve equations, when you're going to solve problems, always check your answer. Always double check your answer so that it will give you the correct answers. Okay? Because sometimes we just miss the sign, we just miss problems. Okay? We just miss how to check the signs, it's positive or negative. Number one, here we have 27 plus m equals 50. So here we have positive, the inverse is negative, so therefore we're going to add negative 27 and then minus 27. So your answer now will give you 23. To check the same solution, we have 27 plus m, which is the m is 23, so therefore we get the correct answer. The next one, we have negative 40, okay, plus, okay, negative 40. The other side, wherever the variable is, it's the same process. So here, the c or the variable is in the right side, but this one is negative, so therefore we change this one into positive. Okay, so therefore plus 23 and then added 23 here. So your answer now will give you negative 17. And then to check, we have negative 17 or negative 40 equals to c minus 23, which is negative 17 here. That will give us, we have negative 40. So your answer is correct. Fraction. In fractional form, we have the same process. But when you're going to add and subtract a fraction, if it is not the same, we have denominator, you are going to find the LCD, which is the least. Okay? We have the L LCD, which is the least common denominator. Here, we are going to subtract, we have negative 3 over 4, and then the other side is negative 3 over 4. Okay, so therefore, if you are going to subtract 1 over 8 and negative 3 over 4, we must make this one as the denominator as well will become 8. So therefore, you will have now changed that one into 6 over 8. So you have to find a number that will multiply to 4 to make it, we have 8. So therefore, we multiply by 2 over 2. So therefore, we will have 7 over 8. And then to check the same process, we will have this one, which is equal to negative 1 over 8 and 1 over 8. Okay? So as what I've said to you, mathematics is you have to do constant practice. You have to practice every time in solving so that you will be familiarized how to do such as examples, such as problems. For example, here you're going to simplify the equation using addition and using subtraction. So you're going to add or you're going to subtract. If it is positive, you're going to add a negative. If it is negative, you're going to add a positive, which is the inverse of the operations. Okay? Okay, this one involving decimals. So if you're going to show or you're going to solve problems involving decimals, it's the same process. Okay, so what you're going to do, simplify first here, which is 28.7 plus 14.7 will give us 43.4x. Then after that, negative 14 on the other side, so we will add now plus 14.6. And then you will going to add as well 14.6 on the left side. That will give us 58. And then to check, the same process. Okay, so we'll just skip the checking part. Okay, next here, 8.1, which is positive, so we will going to add now a negative sign. That will give us, we have 16.8, and then to check the same process, we are going to substitute now m with our answer, which is 16.8, and then it must be the same process. Okay. Then the last part is fraction, which gives us, we have this one. So again, it has different, we have denominator here. So find the LCD, which is, what is the LCD of 5 and 3? Okay. Therefore, the LCD there is equals to 15. Okay. 10 over 15. Okay. So here, 10 over 15 and 12 over 15. Okay. So we can have now as y equals to 2 over 15, and then to check the same process. And then after that, we're going to simplify it more further. Okay. If you have questions and clarifications, okay, you can send an email, and that's all for our lesson for today. Thank you so much, and have a nice day to everyone. God bless.